Hello and welcome to this race against Reverb and asazas. I really should have figured out how to pronounce that before now. I do know they're both men. That's a good thing for me. Anyway, we have the map of Turtle Rock. We have magic. We have a pause to sync up, I think. Anyway, how is everyone doing today? I hope you're well. We are having some fun right now. I am personally waiting for that seed where the Ganon's Tower Big Chest is finally required. That is my one goal I want at some point. We have Blue Mail, Reverb getting to Kakariko faster than asazas, but did not have the bombs to clear that. This is a lot of the reason that a lot of runners tend to go south route, because you can just do bomb drops until you need them, until you have them. I like to live on the edge, because it saves time if you for small key, and I completely missed what it was. Oh goodness, that's unfortunate. There's an Ice Palace small key. That'll make Ice Palace significantly easier. And we did get a bottle with a expensive bee in it. By expensive bee, I mean that is a bee you can sell to the seller there. Oh, and bombs in the Lost Woods, which means if Reverb had gone there first, he would have been able to clear out the 3 bomb locations in Kakariko. That is a bit unfortunate. Let's see what Sick Kid has. Sick Kid packing heat with a sword.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Zelnus.
Sorry about my delay, trying to get us all set up, and I think we're good. Except for the leg, obviously, but that is just a minor thing. We got a full crew now. Hello, everyone. I saw that we have Blue Mail already. Unfortunately, having to do the double back, it looks like, in the town to get these bomb chests, which is always unfortunate.
So funny enough, Reverb actually didn't need to do that. If he had checked Lost Woods first, he would have gotten the 3 bombs required to not do this double back.
What route did he do? Did he just go through?
He went directly to Kakariko.
Yeah, I've been seeing people do that recently, and I'm not 100% sure why.
There's 2 items that are just on the way.
Well, and you check, well, okay, so, I mean, I understand not wanting to check Lumberjack. You know, Lumberjack very, very rarely has an item in this mode, although it is nice to have in the back of your mind if it's there, although usually it ends up being that 4th Turtle Rock key or that 6th pod key, you know, those keys that you don't really need, usually.
Yeah. However, the big thing is, like, there are 2 items in Skull Woods, and it was the mushroom location. The other thing is that Sick Kid is packing heat with a sword. And yeah.
So, sorry, who has the sword?
Sick Kid.
Oh, wow, okay. So that's useful.
And that bee is an expensive bee, in case you wanted to know that. The kind that you can sell to the bottle vendor for 100 if you want.
Yeah, that's something that everybody knows, and it's also actually hard to do because the bottle vendor doesn't usually like cooperate.
What I've found is if you go all the way off, sort of to the left of him, so that the swag duck is off screen, the bee will go towards the bottle vendor. Anyways, Elnis, how have you been?
I'm good. I went to work, came home, commentated Pokemon, commentated this. We have red mail already. That's wow. Red mail, a sword. This is like no matter what happens in this seed, these guys can't complain at this point. You got the protection, you got the weapon. Yeah, sure, you might have to. Oh nope. Yeah, the bee likes to do that, unfortunately. So if the reason it does that is because for whatever reason, that is a object in the world, and the bee wants to attack things. So if you haven't released the goose, then you run into that, and it'll just go straight for the goose. So it's a little bit risky. There's a way to do it. You have to like scroll the screen a certain way, and then go back to the bottle vendor, and then the bee will go to him. But usually it just goes straight for the goose.
Yep.
It's just trying to do the birds and the bees example for the kids out there. Unfortunately, we really want that $100 usually when we do that.
I'm a little surprised that asazas is choosing to take the time to get the red mail here. It is very much a luxury. Like I think I might have skipped it if I had seen it there, even this early.
Oh, the red mail, you mean?
Yeah.
No, I think it ends up being worth the time usually, if only because you can actually play a lot more risky. Like if speedrunners could spend like 10 seconds to get, like 5 seconds to get red mail instead of the like 20 seconds it takes, like there's a reason that it's highly suggested you grab red mail in as a beginner, because the time spent and then being able to just, oh, I got hit by fire by Ganon, whatever. Oh, I got hunted by Ganon, whatever. Versus, oh, I died because Ganon touched me. So I'd say it's usually worth it. I think most people have told me that they get it. Even the good runners will go and grab red mail.
Yep. I mean, I might have made the wrong choice. That's perfectly reasonable.
I mean, both choices are fine, honestly. If you feel comfortable in blue mail, go for it. Save that. It's like 20-30 seconds.
Yep.
So I wouldn't blame anyone for either choice. I personally like having safeties. You never know when you're going to have to fight that first boss and how unforgiving the game is going to be on hearts. So.
Yep. First boss blind, first boss Mothula is not easy. The only route change I've seen was just Reverb's skipping Lost Woods.
Yep, so technically not behind. Ooh, bit to Total Rock. Map to Ganon's Tower. Very useful.
Yeah.
Oh, and the mirror.
Need to know where Ganon's Tower is.
So both runners have the mirror.
That was a joke. You don't need to know where Ganon's Tower is.
Or even what if it's a crystal or pendant. Because it's neither.
Neither. And it is always required for Keysanity. Asasa's going up to get his boomerang. What do you want to see out of this seed, Zelnus?
I mean, I'd like to not see an Adrenum seed for once. Literally every match I've commentated or played in has been a Adrenum seed. So it would be nice to get a change of pace. I don't mind Adja. I personally think that as long as both runners do it, it ends up being, it gives you cool access to Dark World. It opens up a few new routes. The Adja's Tower, I like seeing cool execution moments, and Adja's Tower is one. So, but, variety. Well, that's why we play random.
I do not remember when he got gloves, honestly.
No, me neither. But again, we had a there, but it's all dead now. We're all dead.
Yep. Anyway, if we're talking about Heavy Magic Crystal Land of things that will no longer happen while we're commentating, what I really don't want to happen here is for Ganon's Tower Big Key to be in Ganon's Tower. Because that has happened every time I've commentated. So we're both cursed, and it looks like this is going to be an awful seed for our runners, where Aga is required, and Ganon's Tower Big Key is in Ganon's Tower. I'm just mentally preparing for that.
I think that the one thing that I haven't seen that would be very interesting is the runners have no fire source for the whole run. For whatever reason. One reason or another. And they need the castle tower key. Oh no, never mind. They would need a lot to get that far. Oh, I know what I want to see. I want to see Cane of Samaria in the second chest in Adja's Tower. And right side required Ganon's Tower. And the second castle tower, or the castle tower keys, are all in Ganon's Tower.
Goodness
That's what I want to see.
Gracious.
I want to see a double dip that requires you to go back to Castle Tower. That's the thing I want to see before this tournament's over.
The thing I want to see is a required Ganon's Tower big chest.
Oh, I've seen that in the tournament already. Maybe not. I feel like I've seen that though. Maybe that was Triforce though.
The big it's possible for that big chest to be required in vanilla open, like not just
very
Keysanity.
Rare. Wait, yes, because it can be hookshot. That's the only item it can be, I think.
It can also be bow and arrow if
okay.
Both of the required items for dungeons for bow are
can't be Samaria because the only thing Samaria can lock is the big key. Yeah, hookshot. Yep, yeah, you're right. Hookshot. I guess it can be it can lock behind hookshot or bow, and I think that's the only two items. So that would be interesting to see hookshot there.
I'm sure Andy would love that scene. Because he would just hover to win.
Well, I mean that's the thing that people who practice hover, that's the thing I guess they wait for. But
that 1 in 1,000 chance.
Yeah. And then it's like, and then those same people are like, oh, I guess I should practice this dark room. No, it's a meme.
Asazas doing this dark room very, very quickly. This is I'm not sure I could do this any faster than he's doing right now.
Yeah, this dark room, I practiced it specifically because this is a nice thing to chain in. I can only do it with sword, or I guess fire rod. You can do it with fire rod really easily. Oh, he's gonna die. He's having some trouble. Everything followed him.
Life is worth no.
If he still had his B, he could have released his B, and it would have killed everything. That's unfortunate.
It was important to give his B to Swag Duck. That's how you set the RNG for Swag Duck for Flute severely. Yeah.
We're gonna see Eastern Palace.
Ice Palace is green pendant, so that's useful information.
Yeah, that means that actually cuts out a lot of required items right there. In theory, it opens up seeds to require way less. Because it requires logically, usually hookshot, always hammer, and always bombos or fire rod.
So you say that, but we've been given both a small key to Ice Palace and the big P to Ice Palace.
That's true.
To Ice Palace, which means that logic may want you to go down there anyway.
It is something that people do trick themselves in a little bit too much, and that's fallen. And I'm 100%. I got a swamp small key early and a hammer early, and I just assumed that when I got the flipper, Swamp Palace is where I needed to go. And I went there twice, and neither time did it give me hookshot or the Hera's bid key in my race. So, you know, you gotta watch out. Everyone's susceptible to it.
Yep.
But what is something that is not susceptible is going Eastern early when you have no other options, because it usually has something. Also, when you have no money, because you can get the money from that one room. But there's going to be something in Eastern, that is for certain. That is the only place that it can be at this point.
Yep. And it looks like, I believe Reverb already went back to check Lost Woods, so he is, like,
yes.
actually factually a little bit ahead of asazas. He is about the time it took asazas to get that red mail, or to check the red mail before he got it.
Well, yeah, Asazas currently has 100 more rupees, so I'm not sure where that came from.
You're right, maybe...
He might have checked something else, or grabbed something optional, I'm not sure at this point. Ooh, smooth dodge there.
Yep.
Slashing away that guy, getting through.
Based on the fact that they've basically...
Oh, there it is!
I was joking about the setting the RNG to have the flute early, but apparently it worked.
Well, that opens up not much. I really do wonder where the gloves were. Reverb must have them, but we need for a pause menu to see.
Yeah.
Obviously, again, do bear with our tracker. They're doing the best. But both runners got the Stealthos room down really fast.
Yep. It is
Bid key to desert.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Because they have the mirror and the flute, so they can go there and open up the bid chest.
That makes me... no, they need the...
oh, right, they need Titans.
Which makes me think Titans Mints are probably on Death Mountain, which is what the flute opened.
Mm-hmm.
Both runners sequence breaking here. And Azazas catches up to Reverb with execution alone. And Reverb takes a death. That is unfortunate. That was Ice Rod, I believe. Behind in the dark room, so that's great. Especially with the big key to Desert Palace, we may see a Ice Rod Land Mollusk, which would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I can never get the timing down for Ice Rod. I'm too used to doing it with Fire Rod, and am going to be practicing doing it with arrows after being because unfortunately Keysanity is not everything. Sometimes you want to do no major glitches, and arrows are required to do that.
Well, you mean no minor glitches? Because major glitches are not allowed at all, but you do need to do minors. every once. Well, you don't have to, but you almost do in a race setting.
I was talking about the
Oh, sorry.
actual like no major glitches category
Ah.
where you have to do ether at the bottle vendor. Oh goodness, Reverb doesn't have the money to check this, and he may have checked it already. That might be why he has 100 gold less.
Yes, that might explain it.
Anyway, yeah, I was talking about the no major glitches category, where the fastest way to kill Glenmolus is with arrows, because you only need 4 shots per Lenmo as opposed to 8.
So we've got this dark room here. Asazas getting through it. And gets the old man. That's not too bad of a dark room, honestly. It's really just hold 2 directions. If you're really good at it, you actually save time because you're not running up against walls, which movement in this game is interesting, and you can save frames if you know how.
I thought for wall thumping you wanted to be
jump.
holding up against walls.
You do, but not if you're going in certain directions.
Not if you're going bottom and to the right, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to save little itsy bits of time. So yeah, Reverb unfortunately went down the wrong side there, so there is an item there, and it is the Titans, you were right. I'm expecting Moon Pearl to either be in Desert or in Checkerboard Cave. Oh right, we have Mirror, so he's just gonna get the Titans after he gets Hera, which is very smart. I like it.
Absolutely. What I'm actually I think this seed is sort of pointing our runners towards Desert Palace here, because they can go to Desert Palace right after getting the gloves without getting Moon Pearl.
Yeah. Okay. So Reverb opted to not.
He might have forgotten he had the mirror. He might want to have big keys before he goes to Hera.
Oh, there's nothing. So it did not punish him at all. It's still an interesting play, which. Oh, he has to flute away.
He was able to jump down.
Yeah, but unfortunately, he does want that. He does want that portal.
Because he wants to check Checkerboard Cave.
Yeah. So he'll need to spend some time fluting. Okay, so we're going to check on Checkerboard Cave here, or soon. Yeah, use your mirror, Reverb. That is the best way to go about that. It's pretty long. Yeah. Don't try to avoid this guy. No. You should have just mirrored at Desert. Ah! Don't die. Oh wait, we have red mail. Never mind. We're good.
He would have died with blue mail probably. So those pterodactyls hurt. And we have half magic.
That's really good. Ooh, is this going to be Moon Pearl at Agina? And we'll find out very shortly if we get Moon Pearl at Agina. Nope. Doesn't look like it was anything. Fun interest event. It is faster to save and quit out of Agina's cave.
And flute than it is to just walk out of the Agina's cave.
Yep. Yeah, it is. I learned that from TGH. you learn a lot, honestly, from just watching runners, hearing what they have to say, especially the more experienced ones, because they'll know the timings. Even less experienced people. That's why it's useful to watch as many races as you can. Sometimes inexperienced people in games will actually find interest in things because of trying to find other ways to do it. The big one being a big game that actually benefited a lot from it was Super Mario Odyssey. Lots of strats were found purely because people who weren't very good at platformers would figure out ways to get around it.
Anyway, we're still in this desert area. As I was checking, finally dipping into Desert Palace to clear this out. The big thing that I learned very early is just random things watching people streaming, and I find out all the time that people I thought knew everything I know are I get to teach them new things, like how the tree pull works, or
Yeah.
the key logic in Mire for open seeds.
Oh, where did we find Moon Pearl? Nope. Okay, I was confused by that. I was like, where did we miss it? But no, we did not. So I'm trying to think about where this is. We don't have Hammer or Hookshot, so East Death Mountain isn't an option. We've seen Hyrule Castle.
Yeah.
We have the powder, but we don't have the hammer to get to it.
Oh god.
What are we looking at?
So you can go to Dark World and mirror to get to the powder spot.
No, because we can't escape. Oh, it's at Zora! Oh no! We have to farm 500 rupees!
Oh goodness!
Oh no!
Can you really not get there? From the lift spot?
No, because you cannot lift anything as the bunny.
No,
we can't get to Land Most because we don't have a fire source to open him up. We've had a runner come here already, so we're gonna see them hula hand to get some money, but other than that, they are gonna have to go to the 50 rupee cave. Oh my goodness, this is one of those scenes where you wish you could go into the Discord and just be like, get over here, because we actually found a farm seed.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh, I haven't seen one of these in a very, 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 very long time. And they don't even have lamp to farm the Eastern Room easily. And trust me, you probably haven't practiced the Eastern Room. Yeah, we are going to have to make a walk all the way over to the 50 rupee cave to get our money.
So people who are uninitiated, the Houlihan room, there are two easy ways to get into it. That one there requires the gloves. And this is the other place to get money, which is the 50 rupee cave. Both of these places require gloves. Our runners do not have Moon Pearl, so they can't water walk into the waterfall cave. So this is really the only thing left is getting 500 rupees and going to Zora. And it looks like Reverb is going... Oh no! It looks like he's going to the back of Desert Palace
Oh,
and
no,
have a fire source.
Is he gonna steal the key? That would be interesting. Nope, no, the key is bottom left.
You can do it, Reverb.
There we go. Oh, he's stealing it. Oh no, this could be disastrous, actually. Oh no.
The logic does... sort of account for this. It
It-
never requires you to do it, but it won't lock you out if you do it.
Right, yeah. The logic occurs for worst case scenario, but this is one of those things that you don't usually see people do. So we're going to be checking this item right here. I mean, if this is... Yeah, that Moon Pearl is on Zora, 100%.
Or an item to get to Moon Pearls on Zora.
Yeah.
Like
hope that this is better
Smoky to
chat.
Desert, as an example.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. If it was Small Key to Desert and Moon Pearl is on, that would be cool. Reverb would be paid off for that then.
Yes, but Reverb would still need to go to Zora at some point to be able to finish the desert.
Unless it was unless it was not required. Like, what if it's we don't know if it's crystal. It was
That's
a pendant.
Right, yeah.
That would be nope. Okay, he has to go back. Hopefully, he knows where the farm spots are. That's like the only thing I'm worried about. You know, with this tournament, there are 210 people, and not expecting literally everybody to know literally everything, right? So
yeah, absolutely. Like, there are experienced runners that don't know about relatively experienced runners who don't know about Houlihan Room. So
yeah. Or specifically, it's like where to farm. That's the weird one on it. The map to Desert Palace is in Desert Palace. Oh, okay.
What do we have here? Nothing on the Zora ledge.
Oh yeah, Zora doesn't need flippers. Zora only needs 500 rupees and gloves. It's just a glove upgrade to get there. But
Yep.
It's always faster to fake flipper. Alright. This is a seed.
So there was a question about how to get into Houlihan Room via if you have gloves. So the way you do it is you open up the back of it's a hook shot, which will bring them to East Death Mountain. So still no Moon Pearl. However, anyway, so if you get bombed into the back of Escape, instead of going to back of Escape, you go to Houlihan Room. It's very simple to set up, honestly. Just seeing someone do it and then trying it for yourself, you're very likely to just get it your first try.
This seed is actually ridiculous already. This is...
Yes, it is. We may be seeing Super Bunny Cave, though I doubt it. Because the logic never requires Super Bunny Cave.
Can you get to Super Bunny without... Yeah, you can. Yeah, because we have mirror, so you can mirror delete. But yeah, we might see it if they know how to. This is actually the first seed in a very long time I've even seen it as an option. Bitchy to Swamp, that's not very useful at all.
If Swamp is required, it means we won't have to double dip Swamp. Now that we have
True.
Hookshot, yeah.
So yeah, I haven't seen a seed since like V22-ish era, like right around the end of the sprint tournament, where even this was an option to do. There it is.
Yep.
Oh, and the Master Sword.
Which opens up Castle Tower.
And the Dark Palace small key.
Though they cannot get into Dark Palace yet.
Nope. No, they can't. Yeah, so Reverb is farming. He figured it out. Do they go get silvers? Where was it? Was it on an island?
No, they don't have silvers.
Oh, okay. He said, "Do they go get silvers?" I'm like, wait, I don't remember seeing it. Oh, it's on ledge. Yeah, that'll depend on their skill. If they are still on Master Sword, it's worth the time investment. It's actually faster to go get the flippers than it is to do Phase 4 Master Sword. By like a few seconds. But at the very least, it's more consistent. If they're untempered and they know how to do it, it's not worth the time to do it. So, like, yeah, so that's kind of the thing. If there's still a Master Sword, it's actually worth it to go. Ooh, Cane of Samaria. Also, chat, let me know if this is better.
There are so many ledges. I assume
Zora Ledge.
Zora ledge was not silvers.
Oh, well, that's what somebody's saying.
I know Zora ledge wasn't silvers, and
Oh,
Desert
Lumberjack Ledge. Oh, no, they won't be doing that. Nope, that's not.
No, under
Nope.
no circumstances is
Nope.
that happening.
Unless they absolutely need it, like for their own sanity. But that would require boots and 2 tins. So
Shroom floating island. You get that, obviously.
yeah.
Like,
Yes, because we're already here. Yeah. Yeah, this is actually a really good route now. You know, that Moon Pearl wasn't too bad. Farming for it sucked, but, you know, this route actually worked out, because now we have Hookshot, we can actually do all of Death Mountain except for the dungeons, and just peace out, come back later when we get that hammer to do the rest of the dungeon with that Hera bid key and the small hands and all that.
do we have Hera? We don't have
No,
Hera big key.
no, I'm saying that when we do, we can come back. So, this actually is a nice little route.
Yep. And we're going to get a check on...
Did Reverb farm 440 and then not...
I think he realized, oh, I haven't done Hera.
I mean, I would have finished...
must be in Hera. It's not in Hera.
No, yeah. See, this is actually so randomizer only players run into these things sometimes, or not randomizer only. That's players who haven't played the base game in a long time. Will run into these things where they'll forget what's actually logical, which leads to some funny bug reports. Like, if a completely new player were to play this and then see that they're supposed to submit bug reports on the website, and they'll be like, well, Zora was required for this seed, but I didn't have X.
Yep. I have 100% as a new player submitted a bug report. It was an actually hard to get around thing that I didn't know about until I submitted this bug.
Yeah. And those happen all the time. Nobody's judging you for not knowing literally everything about the game. It's just interesting to see that when that happens. But he is just walking there. He is also going to farm the last of his rupees, but it's 1 rupee. Oh, well. So that would suck to farm.
That opens up Misery Mire.
Ooh. Nice.
Which honestly makes me think. Oh no! They have a lot of open area right now. But I think as soon as they get a... Oh, this is Keysanity. Remember, this is Keysanity.
Yep.
They don't have all of Misery Mire yet.
Can flippers be in GT?
Currently it is possible.
If pod is a pendant,
No, do you mean Swamp Palace as a pendant?
Yeah, Swamp Palace as a pendant, then they are. So yeah, the flippers are can be there. It just depends on where Hammer is. Hammer needs to show up at some time. Oh yeah, there's the lamp. That's nice to have.
Yep. Especially since Mire would be the first dark room they had to do, and goodness gracious, is that a dark room I don't want to do.
Amen.
There's that chest that is guaranteed to be a small key to prevent both soft locks and required save and quits. I guess that's the same thing, isn't it? This is honestly the very first time I've ever seen both runners take basically the exact same route at the beginning of the game. Like, even in runs that I've watched as opposed to commentate, I'm sort of not used to this little divergence.
Yeah, and I mean, well, we're running into the issue where the longer this goes on, where Reverb isn't getting that extra, like, it's not Mayor, you can get it just by Ice Cave.
Like, there's rupees up there, up to your,
Yeah.
yeah, just by Ice Cave, as you just said. That was a very quick check of Bumper Cave. That happened to be a map, so that's not going to be grabbed anytime soon, probably. We're getting a check of Graveyard Ledge. Reverb, you do not have Moon Pearl, so you cannot do this thing that you want to do.
Yeah, that's it. I've actually ran into some people who didn't know that why this happened. They knew that they can do this almost every time, and then they do it, and they're like, "Oh, I'm still swimming. Oh shoot, that wasn't expected. I'm confused."
Well, he's going to learn after this race that Moon Pearl's required for that. We just need to remember to tell him. Anyway, going back into the Village of Outcasts makes perfect sense to me. Reverb. I honestly don't know where Reverb is going.
I think he's just trying to get the money, but I mean, he knows where the cave. He was there.
Yeah, he
So
was
I
at
don't know why he's
the money cave.
It might be nerves, which is understandable. This is like a really annoying thing to do if you're not used to it. He might be dealing with gambler's fallacy almost, where it's like I'm already so deep that I left that cave and I can't go back. You know, the sunken cost fallacy. That's it.
Yeah.
Gambler's fallacy. Sunken cost fallacy. He's already sunk the time into farming enemies.
That was a vanilla big key in Thieves Town.
Okay. Not the trolliest big key. Because of the way that Keysanity is structured, you kind of treat this first half of Thieves Town as part of Village of Outcasts, and then the back end is the Thieves Town dungeon. So the big key being here, actually totally okay, because who skips the first part of Thieves Town when you've got so few items like we do? They don't have access to much. This is the highest concentration of items that they have is in Village of Outcasts, but this leads to a nice, clean, full clear.
Yep. Well, they don't have hammers, so they're not, and they don't have the small keys, so there is going to be an item left over here.
Okay, so now Reverb has to go to Zora. Because he has the money? Question mark? I didn't see if he got the money. He is still short.
Yep.
Okay, he's going. He's finally going. Yes.
Yep.
Although, yes. No. Don't fall for. I almost fell for my own sunken cost fallacy. That's how easy it is. Just talked about it and almost said you may as well just kill the Zora guys on the way, but they take like 4 sword hits, so no. Oh, you missed it. I've done that a few times where I miss it by like an inch. I do the same strat. He does grab the pot, throw it down. Every once in a while, I somehow miss it.
I'm considering changing my strat there because I do the same strat as well. But I've seen people do the stand on the red blocks, get immunity, and run from there, and I think that's more consistent. And the bow is in Thieves Town. That is a big find. So funny enough, you can steal keys in Thieves Town if you take that key and go south. You are able to check the big chest, and the logic accounts for that. I would not suggest you do it.
No, never do that. That might, yeah, I guess logic would, but you can really screw yourself with that. Don't ever do that. So the logic in Keysanity actually limits like the optional doors. I think that the logic in Keysanity might like bias those away from being useful. Just because like if you need extra items, that was a vanilla small key.
So
What?
So vanilla big key and vanilla small key in Thieves Town. Not trolly, basically at all. Because it's Thieves Town. This is the dungeon that you dip into. That's what you do in this dungeon. What is this in Open Seed? Very clean blind fight from Asazas.
Oh wow! Okay, I don't know how much I had muted. Did you guys hear me exclaim at the vanilla small key?
We heard you exclaim and then
okay,
afterwards.
That's fine. That's what I did. Alright,
Okay.
yeah, that's wow, something.
Something is a good way of describing what that is. Yes. Anyway, clearing out the rest of Village of Outcasts, we might get a check into purple chests, that whole set of things. I do like doing purple chest if I don't have boots, because it's just significantly less annoying to have to lug around purple chest if that's as fast as you can go anyway.
Yeah. So we'll probably see that full circle.
Yeah. This is really the only way that Azazas is able to get to Hype Cave is by walking there. So it does make a lot of sense to just clear out this this whole south part before we do that. This might be a mistake because he's not going to be able to do digging game on his way now. Generally speaking, if you do digging game before you do grab the frog, you'll be able to clear this whole thing out. But the digging game guy really does not like you having anything following you, and that includes the purple chest. Even if you leave the purple chest somewhere.
Yeah, purple chest is a. I hate that guy just kind of never despawns from your like side unless you mirror, and I lost a race because I neglected the digging game once. That's not fun. Yeah, I like this. So actually, interesting thing is you can grab the chest, mirror, take the chest, but he probably wants to do something a little different. He probably wants to walk through Dark World. But you can actually take the chest down here. The chest can follow you in non-dungeon drop-downs.
Yes, but not non-dungeon.
Anything else.
Yeah. There's a Swamp Palace small key. So all we're missing is the Flippers, and Swamp Palace is full clearable. Oh, Flippers and Hammer, of course. So if he had planned to do this, I guess it makes sense to No, no, it doesn't. Still doesn't make sense.
To what?
To skip digging game when he did.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can. Yeah, digging game is weird. It's kind of out of the way. He actually doesn't have the money for digging game. He's 10 short, so that might be affecting his decision.
Digging game costs 80?
Yep.
I was unaware of that. I assumed it cost like 100. Like.
Nope. It's 8. You need to beat us to check to do 100% in a seed. You need 500 for Zora, 110, or 100 plus 10 for each time you get hit with Kiki.
Yeah.
And then you need 30 for the chess game and 80 for this. So he's actually about to be very, very, very disappointed.
You also need 10 for
Oh right, yeah. I never think of that. I've actually literally never been that short. Oh.
You need 10 to do blacksmiths.
So yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. But you know that you never run into that. I like it. He's just kind of be like, well, this is a very broke seed. Hopefully the digging game gives us a lot of 20s. I actually had that happen to me the other day. I went in with 90 and I left with 200.
So as a note, if he did the digging game before he
did...
Here, look, it's $20. Just like most of the other things. If he did the digging game before he did the blacksmiths, he would have very, very likely been able to finish it.
Yep. Yes, you need 10 rupees for the blacksmiths. I assume that they normally charge a lot more to like triple the strength of whatever sword you have. But you know, you rescued him from another world, so they're just charging you for like the brother's time, because the brother's like, oh, whatever, you brought my brother back, that's cool, but they still have to make a little bit of money. They can't be.
He's probably just charging you for materials and doing the work for free.
Probably. The materials probably aren't that expensive. It seems like it's just hot magma. Hey, there's Obama. Speaking of hot magma.
Yep. So that is all of our progression into medallion dungeons out of the way. Also, we can get into Ice Palace completely now. And waiting until, of course, we get flippers, but Ice Palace is completable once we're able to get in there. So that little stutter right there will cost asazas, what, about a minute, I would say?
Yeah. Whoa, what is wrong with the graphics? It must be stream bitrate. That confused me.
Anyway, we know that Hera is a pendant, and we're just waiting to figure out what the last pendant is. I wonder if these runners are going to check with the bomb shop to figure out the 2 red crystals.
And just a heart for delivering the chest. With their current items, they cannot do swamp, but they can check the first chest if he really, really wanted to.
They don't have flippers, so they can't.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Ah, right. Man, that dungeon is just locked by everything.
Which is fair enough. I'm not a huge fan of that dungeon, to be honest. I don't know that anyone is.
Well, in Keysanity, there's a lot of items there.
10. Yeah, there's 10 items there.
And And nothing in the hype cave. Well, small key to store rock is useful, actually.
Small key to turtle rock, absolutely useful, especially considering that one of the small keys to turtle rock is locked behind a small key to desert, which we don't know if they're going to be going back to anytime soon.
That's actually interesting. So Reverb has a little bit of an advantage from that.
It is slight. Thieves Town and Swamp Palace, so we are going to get a dip into Swamp Palace, and we are going to get the flippers. Which means that Ice Palace, by definition, is going to be available soon. Or at some point. While we have Swamp. So I wonder if our runners are going to be dipping into there. At some point. Despite it being a pendant.
I don't know. We'll see. We're actually an hour into the seed almost already. That beginning was exciting. The farming, the lack of items, the fast light equipment. Oh, it's all. Are we gonna see early Meyer? I like it.
He has.
Everything. Nope, he whipped out his. Okay. Well, he can also do desert, so maybe we're gonna see that first.
Oh yeah, he has a. Did we miss him getting the lantern? Because apparently he has it.
He does have it. No, I remember saying it was in Thieves Town or Skullwoods. I can't remember now. Nope, it was in. I think that they both have a lantern because I'm pretty sure it was in the cave with the moon. I don't remember anymore. I remember getting it.
If it's Thieves Town, it would make sense that Reverb doesn't have it because he completely skipped Thieves Town.
Yeah. Don't do that, people. Thieves Town is important. 4 items.
Yeah, dungeons have been
that are no different than that chest right next to it in the chess game.
Yep, dungeons have been important ever since V23. So.
Yep. Well, it's that they are just as important as everything else, which was not the case in V18 tournament, which is why during the open tournament a lot of people had some adjustment, to take because they weren't used to it yet.
Yep. I do really like where the logic is now.
Yes, it's fine. Well, except for the bugs, but
well, you're always gonna have bugs.
I don't like how strict the key logic is, but but on how it accounts for even like very, 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 very dumb things, like taking the Hyrule Castle small key from one of the guards and going to the back of Escape. The fact that it accounts for things like that, I don't know. I feel it's very weird. But I understand why, but I don't like it. But other than that, the logic is great.
The only bug I can think of is
Pod.
It's pod right now, right?
Yeah.
The soft locking pod.
Permanently soft locked.
Yep. I'm glad that I didn't find that bug, because, like, I have definitely in this logic gone directly to Helmosaur. Like, 100%. I suddenly remember when they got the, I remember at the, him getting the lantern now. I don't know why I just suddenly left my mind, but yeah, I'm pretty certain it's in Thieves Town.
Yeah, Ice Rod is faster than Master Sword, but it is a very weird movement speed. Beam, it actually doesn't have any damage frames. The frame is first in the air, like when it comes out of the rod, so it's very deceiving. So it doesn't work right away. It's very weird. I don't like it. So this is a thin. Reverb is gonna need to find that Desert Palace big key, or sorry, small key, to be able to defeat Landmouse.
Yep.
That is a cape. So that means that Blue Cane will be found somewhere, because you will never have to you'll never have to take damage to your chest.
I think that was changed in
nope.
version 28 to specifically only require that for one-hit KO. Is that not the case?
No, the logic is exactly the same across all modes.
Okay.
Yeah, the logic is supposed to be completely interchangeable.
So we know where the last pendant is.
Yes.
Meyer is
Wow.
the last pendant.
That's always nice because then you can stop picking up random spare maps. He is abandoning without checking left side.
He doesn't have a fire source.
You're right. So he has not gone to Thieves Town. That's unfortunate. Well, looks like that's where he's going though. Oh yeah, because he didn't have the big key, so he was just hoping to find the big key. I like it, but this is the weirdest like Thieves Town of all time.
Yes. I have just been handed an entire pizza to eat by myself.
Nice. That's nice. I actually forgot to go get my food. It's probably cold and sitting in the microwave. All the excitement at the start of the race.
Yes. Race entirely too exciting, forgot to eat. That's not true for me. I was actually eating right at the beginning of this race.
Yeah, gotta do all these. Oh, where's Robe? Except we're not playing Zelda 1, so it's more like, where's Robes?
I've actually never played Zelda 1. I should get on that.
You should. If you're into NES games, it's like, I don't know. I have a hard time playing NES games. I don't know why. They're like slightly too old. Like, I'm 28, so like the SNES was like right up my alley. I can play like 5 NES games and not like feel like I'm 40 years ago, and that would be Mega Man, Mega Man 2, okay, Mega Man 1 through 6, Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3, and then Zelda 2. I like Zelda 2.
I am the right age for Nintendo games. I'm 31, but my parents didn't get me or my siblings any type of console until the Nintendo 64.
Hey.
So that's what I grew up on. Well, and this.
So this Meyer has had very little. Okay!
Speak of the devil.
Oh my goodness. So, interesting thing is that
is
accessible without a fire source.
Yep.
So, this seed is something completely else.
Yeah, the seed is, I think, trolling Reverb in particular. That's my takeaway.
Oh, and another key to small pause. Wait, was the bow in there too and I missed it? Oh my goodness.
No, the bow was is in Thieves Town.
Oh, okay. Oh no, more Reverb. Oh no, this is feels, and those are 2 crystals that he can do right now.
Yep. You need to go to Thieves Town. For the love of God.
Yeah, I know you don't want to because you know it. Oh, you can't go any further this way. Reverb. You don't have got that hammer. Oh no, this is just. It's like the seed like read his mind and is like, what do you know about this game? Like, what are you good at? What routes are you? It was like, no.
We're gonna do the opposite.
Which I know I've had those seeds where it's like, and everything that I do is not this seed. The decisions I make are wrong in this seed. I've had those seeds before. Yeah, I don't see Adra's ledge being a thing in this seed based on everything that we see. Like, we almost have all the items we need.
It's possible that they're not comfy with Silverless and will go back for that silver, but like, even if I wasn't comfy with Silverless, I would learn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these runners have probably watched other runners do things.
Right.
And have very likely watched Silverless at least once before.
Now, watching Silverless and playing Silverless, not the same thing.
Yes! And especially Master Sword Silverless, goodness gracious. But
Nice thing is though they have half magic. The not so nice, and the other nice thing is that Fire Rod is required for the seed, so they will have Fire Rod and half magic, which does make Ganon significantly easier. Being able to use the Fire Rod while you're charging your Silverless spin is useful.
Yeah, it can get you a 3-cycle as opposed to a 2-cycle.
Now, if these runners really do need to get silvers to win the seed, then at the very least, they actually get delivered straight to Ganon when they beat Agenum, which is annoying because they'll have to go back. But at the very least, you know, that's there. They'll also need the boots for that, and we don't know where the boots are. Only 2 Castle Tower keys, so they might just have to learn on the fly. And Reverb probably going to Thieves Town from here.
We can only hope.
And Pod. Now, how many keys do we have? We've got 4. So we'll be avoiding the left going to the center door. That's going to be one major thing. You want to avoid using that key in the center door.
Yeah, every single chest with hammer jump and ignoring the front door is available now. I'm making a huge assumption that these runners know hammer jump. I only just recently learned hammer jump for this tournament, and I'm not very good at it. However, the entire seed is completely open.
Yeah.
There is...
Turtle Rock they can go to. They can do pretty much anything they want based on their keys. The only exception is Swamp.
Yeah.
And technically Ice, but they can go there with a Fake Flipper.
Yep.
Which is my favorite play when there is Pendant Swamp. My favorite play is to just Fake Flipper to Ice, get it over with if I can, see what's in there. If there's something required in there, boom, you know where the flippers are, you can skip the flippers, you're all good.
Yep.
I actually just like playing Ice Palace. It's a challenging dungeon, I like the challenge.
Yep.
Now, Rowden, left side, like, Rowden the center ignore route in this dungeon is annoying. The reason being is that you can't do a bonk to get to that chest up there. If you don't know, you can actually bonk from
stairs, yeah.
From the stairs. You have to basically bonk over the railing.
Yep.
It's like kind of the angle you're looking for. That was a vanilla key!
No required hammer jump here.
What the heck? All the vanilla keys in this seed.
So, I know we've been talking about how, like...
Oh, and there's the flippers!
Reverb is behind.
Bro, we have item Goma. We literally just need the keys now.
No, we need a fire rod.
You're right. I forgot about Trinex. Hey, whatever. That's fine.
And have any of them checked the the torch on desert?
Torch on desert. Yes, I assume one of them did. Oh, he's bomb jumping anyway. The champ. Hey, gets it. Buffer with. That was so good.
That was amazing. that was super good.
So that does save time.
There's a question about who's the darker voice, and I don't know. I assume I'm not the darker voice. Zelmus.
Oh yeah, I guess we did. We never actually got a chance to introduce ourselves. My name is Zelmus.
And I am Gemps.
Yeah. Because at the start we had some things we had to get worked out, and we got them worked out. We're all done now. But yeah, we didn't get to do our proper introductions.
Yep.
Yeah,
Asazas is completely skipping the right side chest for some reason, so he's going to have to come back here again.
Which
anyway,
chest?
the
he'll have to come.
The bomb
that's I've done that a few times. I don't think about it when I don't have Pegasus boots because I'm so used to the route that I've got in my head. So without Pegasus boots, I sometimes will just that will leave my brain until like the very end. I'm like, right. Oh,
Anyway.
small key to Hyrule Castle.
So, like, asazas obviously.
Oh no, he forgot about it.
Look, he did forget about it. This seed, as we were saying, is completely open. It is like asazas does not have it in the bag at all.
Yeah.
Like, it is very possible for Reverb to come back at this point. Based on dips that people go into, there are a lot of things that people can do.
The thing is that like Reverb has so little. Like he has now he was able to finish this dungeon because the double vanilla, but now he has to make the decision to go back to Meyer with his lamp, which he should have. Tracker doesn't have it, but I'm pretty sure it was in here. So unless he missed it, this is, I think, the right play from Asazas. He's reading the seed really well here, going straight to Swamp.
Swamp required, and they have all of their items to do it. Might as well do it.
Do we have the Swamp key?
Yeah, we have the small key,
wow.
we have the big key. We have everything.
Crazy.
Where was Lamp? I could have sworn Lamp was in there. Did he not get every item in? Oh, it's Skullwoods. Okay. So he's about to get Lamp. Probably. It was in that room.
Yeah, that I just can't remember what it was at all. I need to get one of those fancy sheets that people have, maybe. But I don't know. I like being as excited and as like a new chatter. It's fun.
Yeah. It's not. I don't think it's that big a deal if we forget where every item is. I use a tracker for when I'm playing so that I don't forget every item.
I don't use a tracker. I don't use a tracker. I somehow just decided one day, I was like, you know, I waste too much time clicking the tracker. Thank you very much, Feasel, for that command update for Liam. Everyone give a clap emoji for Feasel for all the wonderful work he does. I'm not Zelna. I am not a #1 ALTTP runner. Just so you know.
You're Zelnus.
Or Zelnus. Zelnus is the more common.
Completely different.
Yeah. Here, see, I'm hoping the Swamp's got Fire Rod, honestly, so that we can see this snap, 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 snap.
Did Reverb just check, No, he can't. He doesn't have the book. He is making the right choice here. He is going back to Meyer.
Yeah, that made sense. He has his lamp, so he can do the rest of it. Oh! Nope, he's gone. Nah, it's not there. But I actually don't know where else he could go, so... Oh! He hasn't an old man!
Yeah, because he didn't have a lamp.
Which, hey, You don't need to know. You don't need to know dark rooms to do this. In fact, if you are listening to my voice right now, you need to make sure that you sign up for the next tournament that happens. I don't care how good or bad you are. I expect to see all of you guys playing your heart out.
The more the merrier. We want this tournament to be forced to go longer than it reasonably needs to go. Dark Palace, Big Key.
Not this one. I'm talking about the standard, because it's standard, so you're guaranteed a sword, so you can't even complain about not having swords. At least we assume it's standard. We haven't heard otherwise, or so.
Another Keysanity tournament right after the Keysanity tournament. Let's go. That is unlikely. So what's open for asazas right now? Like, what could he have done other than this?
Ice Palace with Bombos. He could have gone to. He could have finished Pod. No, he doesn't have big.
He just got big
now. Yeah,
but he didn't when he started this dungeon.
Just Ice Palace. He could have gone to Ice Palace, but this is the better option. 10 items, so 10 items in 10 minutes is about a minute per item, averaged out.
Yeah, he could have also.
Oh
yeah, another fetch quest. He could have also dipped into Turtle Rock, right? Not the best idea since you don't have Fire Rod, but it is the thing you could have done.
Do keep me updated on my voice. I do have a new mic, so.
Your mic sounds great to me.
Well, no, I mean the loudness from earlier. I don't want to break people's ears just because I'm talking.
Yeah, of course.
We are almost at the end of Swamp. Reverb is checking a few mirror spots. Or a mirror spot, I should say. So yeah, we're seeing the rest of this dungeon. And this boss, with this weapon, is very bad. Ice Rod actually deals the same amount of damage as Fire Rod.
Yep, it does. But it's much harder to hit with. And Fire Rod is not particularly easy to hit this boss with either. So the haul from Swamp Palace was Pod Big Key, Skullwood's Big Key, and Shovel. Is that all?
Yes. So that was actually a pretty loaded dungeon, Keysanity-wise.
Yeah.
And he's just going to walk over to Ice, it looks like. Makes sense. Logically, he can do the Big Key. He has a one small key, so that logically opens up some of the chests with what he has.
Yep.
Also, I guess something's on the island that we forgot about. Probably just a small key that we maybe forgot to note in our brains.
Yep.
If it's a big key, I'm gonna be mad at myself.
Of course.
Oh, and it's a small T2 turtle rot that is needed.
Yep. Absolutely.
So Ice Palace is the thing that makes the most sense from here because logically he can do most of it. But Fish Pod is the it's fine because he knows the hammer jump. So
the big thing that doing this over finishing Pod does for him is he gets the green pendant out of here so we can check Sahasrara on the way to pod.
That's a good point. And there isn't many items there, so I mean the chances of the big key chest or Helmasaur to have the fire rod and we need a small. We need the GT big key still. Actually, that's big.
Yep.
We need a small T for Total Rock, which no one this seat's vanilla. We need the big key to Eastern.
Yep.
And we need the big key to. Nope. That's all we need.
Just Eastern.
So fire rod, big key for GT and Eastern, and a small T for Turtle Rock, which we know where one is.
And logically, we need a small key for Desert Palace.
Yep. It's possible that GT big key was obtained in within the first 3 minutes, then it was not tracked due to having to find a tracker.
Well, I was here for that, and I did not see it.
True.
But I mean, I'm not the best commentator in the world. Reverb getting his ice rod.
Okay, and will we see Bomb Jump? Yeah, he's been on fire, so is this? Yeah, that's our first try. He's been on fire today. How did he get to 01? How did he get to 01? Jeez, who did he play last round? This is something I need to look up right now. He played, why did it go to round 2?
We were about to say, he played Reverb. I was like,
yeah,
that happened.
He played Hitsuyan, who I actually don't know either. So, he probably was just a very close match. I was wondering, did he get TGH round 1? That's always rough. I've been practicing so hard, and it's suddenly TGH is in front of you, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm 0-1. That's just how this works. By more than 30 minutes, because TGH is over everything. Or Andy, or Christos.
Or many other people in this community who are just rocking it.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a very large tournament.
Yeah.
Like Asazas is rocking it right now.
Absolutely.
And Reverb finds his hammer.
He does not seem very happy about that hammer location. Based on just the pause here.
Yeah. Small key to Skullwoods, not needed.
Yep. Skullwoods and Mire are both completely unnecessary to get any small keys outside the dungeon.
Yep. Yes. Except it's very helpful to. It is actually helpful to get one.
Yeah, it's helpful to get one for that. Oh, you can also do a completely clear Ice Palace without a small key if you know the bomb jump.
Yeah. You actually need to know more than one bomb jump, I think.
So.
Oh yeah, no.
It makes it easier, and faster to do the bomb jump, but you do not need to do any bomb jump other than the big one that everyone learns.
Unless you don't have the hook shot, then you need to know a lot of bomb jumps.
There is a route you can take that does not use the hook shot. I did it in my first in my round 1.
Oh, actually. I guess you could steal a key in the mirror?
Yeah, so the way you do it is you go north here to get a key on the way to getting that, and then you mirror. Yeah.
Yeah, I know which key you steal. So yeah, that would be wow. That's a long time.
So you don't mirror immediately. You finish the dungeon, and then just go
Right.
back.
Yeah, okay, that made
for the
sense.
fast
Yeah,
strat.
that made sense. Yeah, actually, I should incorporate that. That's cool. And now we have to fight him with the hammer and master sword. Not ideal.
No, no. You really want to have, generally speaking, want to have
Fire rod.
fire rod for this fight.
Yeah, the problem with this fight, and why even like experienced people can have issues with it when they don't have the items they're used to, is because they do not move with any pattern at all. They will move in random directions. They will bounce off of walls. They will travel a random amount of distance.
I think this fight and this fight alone might be the reason to get red mail.
Yes.
Honestly, because without red mail, with just blue mail, these cotton candies do 3 hearts of damage a hit.
Yeah, they deal 6 with green, which is why the blue mail is in this dungeon in vanilla.
Yep.
And that is just a map to Skullwoods, so green pendant, and we will probably be off to Pod next. Reverb checking the big key chest.
This dip was completely useless, wasn't it? You didn't see. There was nothing in here.
Well, we'll find out if it was when we use the green pendant. But you're right. We haven't seen pedestal yet. Fire rod can be on pedestal in this seed.
Yes, it can.
Yep.
I find it. I find it unuseful to speculate as to pedestal, at least when I'm playing the game, if I can't actually finish the pendant dungeons.
Absolutely. You do not worry about pendant as a player pedestal, unless you have the book and you are in a position that it takes like less than 30 seconds to check, or you have like the third pendant as a option. So yeah, as a player, don't overthink the pedestal. As a viewer, then your job is basically to overthink the pedestal.
Yeah, basically. Maybe it's a pedestal seed. This is technically an aga seed. Anyway, we're about to see if the dip into Ice Palace pays off at all. Does he have? He does! Swamp Palace and Thieves Town were the Fat Fairy bomb requirements. Reverb doing a bunch of hammer required overworld locations that Azaza skipped, actually. So if these pay off, they could catch him up, honestly. Depending on how long it takes Azazas to check these. And it's... lags in exactly the amount of time it takes for them to show what small key that is. So that's fantastic. Fat Fairy has nothing. Come on, come on. Come on, Mr. Az. Please. Was a pod key. Fantastic.
Yeah, so that's, I think, the 6th one, because the 5th, the other one isn't...
It's in pod.
We had 4... Yeah, this is a weird seed.
This is a vanilla seed.
Right, Azazas tried to do this earlier on 6 Hearts and got, the small animals attacked.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if he checks the one chest in Castle Tower as well.
Yep. That seems to be what he's doing. Come on, Asazas, please, please check.
Find the fire rod.
The big thing I want him to do is check Sahasrara so that I can know whether or not ice.
Right. Oh, that's what you're waiting for. Yeah. But, you know, that's... Without the pod big key, it's not something you really want to go to?
Where was... Oh! You had... This is a required double dip into pod because the flippers were in pod and the...
Oh.
And
Yeah.
the big key is in Swamp Palace.
Huh. Hey, that's a thing. Wow, this seed's evil. Jeez. I want to save this seed for, like...
For your
just be
enemies.
So, yo, you want to... well, okay, a lot of people would just yell at you for giving this seed some because it requires farming, but it's like, no, don't worry, that's not the only troll. Don't you worry, that's not the only
Here's
reason
a
I'm doing this
seed
to you.
where you need 500 rupees for Zora. It doesn't give you any rupees, and that's not the worst part.
Also, might want to over-farm, because you might be short when you get to your next thing that needs rupees. Oh, man.
I am really confused as to what Asazas is doing. He's taking just a long time to check a bunch of overworld locations. And I don't know about you, but when I have access to a dungeon, especially a crystal dungeon that I can finish, I go and finish it. That overworld location was important, though. Catfish having Turtle Rock small key.
Oh, and there's the desert small key. We found it. Ah!
So, if Asazas goes to desert, he will have all the keys for Turtle Rock. And that's what he's doing. Does he know he has the big key to Dark Palace?
I hope so.
It's like, it seems really weird. His routing seems really weird given that information
Well,
he has.
He might... So, he might be overthinking the warning given by the refs. In that going to... I hope he doesn't... Oh! He forgot that one chest! I remember now! Asazas forgot that one chest. In pod. Remember, he never went to the bridge.
Yes, he did!
Oh, I hope that's not fire rock. Wow, then, that would...
I'm gonna go ahead and say, I hope that is Fire Rod.
Oh, just for a closer race?
Yes!
Okay, so that's something to add into our brains.
You scared me for a moment when you said, I just forgot that one chest! I was just not prepared for that. Reverb not doing bomb jump, it turns out to not actually save any time here.
So we got Reverb doubling back, and we're actually gonna have a little bit of a high five here, because both runners are gonna be over here. I hope he checks the green pendant with the mirror, though, because he might forget he can. It's actually really easy to
forget that, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Especially since you can mirror actually directly into the door, and then leave the door and come back into Dark World. So if you know the spot, it's actually not hard to get to.
Yeah,
I'll point it out. I'll point it out if he doesn't do it, and it is.
Yep.
So hopefully I'm.
No, he's doing it. He's
yeah, okay.
doing it. It's right there.
If he was, I think, a little higher. Yeah, if you're 1 pixel higher, you just walk right in the door, and you don't put mirror bonk or anything. Oh, it's a key to
Oh!
Easter Palace!
Oh god! Oh god! That's not good! That's awful! That's like the worst! This scene is the worst!
Wow. So that Ice Palace was required.
Yeah, required dip into Ice Palace. Required finish of Ice Palace.
Why does he keep avoiding pot? I think it's because he knows there's only one thing to do in there, in his brain. And then he's going to walk straight through the center, go to the right, and boom.
Yep. He might go to, directly to the boss. But he's... Oh, yeah, the quickest way is literally right past that chest, so... I can't imagine he skips that chest. Speaking of skipping chests, Reverb looks like he's skipping that chest as well.
Oh no.
Wait, I mean, we still don't know if it's a required chest.
Yeah, I mean, it could not be not required. Or, I mean, Reaver might go back for it. He hasn't done everything. Or has he? Maybe he has. Has he even done... Yeah, he has. I don't know. Nope, he's mirroring. Wow, guys! That chest is like the one chest that's in logic.
It's one of 3 chests that are like...
Well, no. The problem with the logic is, so what they did is they updated the pod logic in open to require 6 keys for the Dark Maze, for Harmless Hellway, and Helmasaur. Everything else requires less, but those chests in open. But for some reason, it didn't get updated for Keysanity.
What about the vanilla big key chest?
That is part of Dark Maze. So when I say Dark Maze, I mean anything that requires you going through Dark Maze. So
big key chest.
Oh yes, sorry. That is 5, I think. It's 5 or 6 in open. In open's obviously a little different because you don't necessarily. But in theory, all those chests I said plus vanilla big key chest would require 6 keys to prevent soft locks.
Yeah.
And we're going to see Reverb go into Swamp, which is, he doesn't know this, but this is actually exactly where he needs to be. Again, he could have gone to Ice, but this is both a Crystal and the most recent thing that opened, and it's a 5/6, so it opens up Pyramid.
Yep. Which ends up not being important, but... The big question is, how long is Reverb going to hold off on going into Ice Palace?
That's the point, especially with that being Easter Big Key. Man, that's such a... Hey, we're going to see what this chest is. I wonder if he's thinking in his head, oh. He could have arrowed that. Oh, he might not know. Oh, no, he's doing that big key chest.
Big key chest, yeah.
Yeah, never mind. I thought he forgot about like being able to arrow the switch. If you didn't know this, it's like a pixel that you can do. How is he so good at this bomb jump? Go play some NMG. I'm gonna go check the leaderboards one.
The NMG leaderboards.
Yeah, I'm curious.
What is that on zelda.speedrun.com?
No, that's just that's the old Zelda speedruns boards. Those are a little bit different than the speedrun.com board.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This guy isn't an NMG runner, but he should be. He has the skills. Yeah, that was 2 Bufferless hammer jumps and a perfect first try
Ice Palace
bomb jump. Yes, he's doing this well. We haven't been able to see Hera jump, but we might never see it because it is a pendant. That one's actually, it's early in the game, technically, in NMG, but it's actually hard because without boots, it's pixel perfect.
It
and
is.
with
So,
boots, it's like, you don't have a lot of room either.
so it is a 6-pixel window with boots. It is a 2-pixel window without boots. I know this because I'm literally learning the NMG route right this moment. That is the only reason I know. Unless I've been lied to about pixel perfectness, which, I mean, I would not... I have been lied to before.
Hera? Hera is pixel perfect without boots. But there's a tell. You can tell by the like dot under your feet.
Yep. In NMG, you're yeah. New Wife saying in chat, you are guaranteed to have boots in NMG at that point, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Hey, the book. That's a thing. Yes, we can go check pedestal later. We also have we can also check both tablets. Both are super out of the way.
We have the big key to Skullwood, so we can check that for a vanilla Fire Rod experience. But Azazas is just going straight to Turtle Rock. He says, well... It's like... It's probably in Turtle Rock at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's checking, he's checking Ether Tablet, and he might be checking Spike Cave while he's up there.
Well, he's definitely just deciding, you know, Turtle Rock Gamble, it's time. You gotta man up. You just gotta man up and do it
He
sometimes.
might check these 2 locations, save and quit, and then check more overworld locations. And based on his play up to this point, that I think is what he would be doing.
I don't know, he
Because
seems done. Oh yeah, you're right, because you avoided pod for so long.
Yeah, he likes to avoid, from what I can see, dungeons until he knows he can finish them.
Oh, and that's a small piece.
Thieves Town not included.
That one, well, that's because the front, like I said, the front half in people's heads is usually separated from the back half, just because of the way that the logic works.
And that's probably how it should be when you're doing Keysanity. You heard it here, folks. Do the first 4 things in oh, that is not going to work for Reverb. So that, your Cane of Samaria block actually despawns by the time you go to open the door on the other end.
Well, it's, Cane of Samaria block and thins don't work off-screen. They just disappear the moment they're off-screen. That was a blue moraine, I think.
Yeah, blue moraine.
Oh yeah, because it couldn't be, blue cane, and I saw blue, so because we already know that the red cape was on, was on a spike, so
yeah.
Yeah, the same with attacks actually, as it turns out, the attacks from that don't work off screen either, which is unfortunate. In fact, most things don't work off screen in Let to the Past. Obviously to save memory.
Yep.
And sprites. Because the game loads the equivalent of 4 small rooms at a time, roughly, in most areas, which is actually how it programs some of the bosses. For example, if you were to look at what Trinex's room actually looks like, there are a bunch of rooms off to the side that actually hold the other parts of Trinex. His body exists in like multiple places at once. and when you defeat him, it like loads. Oh, it's weird. Go look up the code. It's really interesting how they get this game to work.
This is pretty common, actually. Paper Mario, the way that they do extra sprites is by just sitting them off screen when they're not.
Yep.
Um,
Or just, hey, we need you to have this partner, so we're just gonna spawn it and then put it in your inventory.
Yep. Paper Mario.
You don't need to collect anything. Oh, you somehow triggered the prologue while in chapter 8? Well, you're in the prologue now.
Congratulations.
Why did you do this?
Hey. It is very important to have 2 copies of Super Jump. Like, I'm not saying that I want to see. This is exactly what I'm saying. I want to see Master Sword Silverless out of these runners, honestly.
I don't. It's too long of a fight. I'll just walk out before the end.
There's all of our hopes and dreams for the Fire Rod being in a weird place. We're in go mode on Azaza's screen, except for the Ganon's Tower big key. As I said, we're in oh no mode. Oh no, Ganon's Tower. It might be required. Remember when I said I didn't want to see another... Oh no! Has Azazas... No, oh, Azazas did go to Desert Palace already, so that makes sense. Never mind. Zelnus, you are muted if you're talking. By the way. Anyway, with this, we have another seed, commentated by me, where Ganon's Tower looks like it's going to be required. So that's fun. Get me to commentate your race. I'm good at bar mitzvahs.
What did I miss? What was it? Oh, yeah, we found the fire rod.
We found the fire rod, and we're still waiting on Ganon's Tower big key.
Oh no.
Which means, remember that thing I didn't want to happen?
What?
I didn't want Ganon's Tower to be a big key.
Oh, right. Ganon's Tower, let's go! Oh. I'm excited. We're almost... We're in like that weird... Oh man, I hope it's on right side Turtle Rock. If he doesn't get it, I hope he just goes straight back in. Checks it, because it's not that long.
Well,
it could be on pedestal.
You could also check right side Turtle Rock on the way up to Ganon's Tower, because they still have to go.
Yeah, that's. Were they? Oh yeah, you're right. Stallwoods. I forgot about Stallwoods.
There are worse things to forget about.
That's when he'll check the pedestal too.
Yep. Like
perfect.
Dre. You could forget about Dre.
Oh, okay.
Never mind. We're in go mode.
Oh, okay. Yay!
Hooray!
Let's go. Let's do this.
If you're Azazas, do you check Laser Bridge for a sword?
Yes, because you have to do Master Sword. You absolutely. It would save time on Trinets, let alone Ganon and the climb. Let alone, yes, you check it. Absolutely, you check all the chests on the way. You probably even check some chests in GT. Nope, you're just going straight there because you're comfortable doing Master Sword. Sure, prove me wrong.
He's in a race setting. He doesn't know that he's way far ahead, so...
That's something I haven't seen in a long time. Buy-in red hearts. Dang, he is clean on these. Dude, you need to go and play some NMG.
Well, this isn't required for NMG.
I know, but the skill is. Dang, so clean.
Reverb, you need some mirror! There you go.
Even finishes it with an above head hammer. Okay, we're off to Skullwoods, and then we'll have to make the climb again, but...
And I doubt he's going to grab anything on the way. I think he's just...
Yeah, it looks like he's on fire.
Yeah, ready for Master Sword Ganon, or Silverless.
Yeah, and there's... The only thing I could see... Well, he'll probably pick up the chest on the way, because... Checking the final chest after Gauntlet are all,
Yeah, there are 3 chests that are... No, 4 chests. There are 4 chests that are literally on the way.
Yeah, and you always check those when you're looking for a sword. It's actually pretty silly not to. It's the one time where it's like, come on, you probably should have checked the chest after Moldorm 2. Like, we get it. But no, you should. When you're missing a... You're trying to go from level 2 to level 3, basically.
Yep. Level 2 to level 3 is the biggest jump that you can have in power level.
Yep. Asazas is he's on fire. He wants to get into that 32-person race that's going to happen at the end of the first stage. There will be a 32-person race between everybody who goes X and 1.
So he has 5 chests left, or 5 locations left that could possibly have his sword. This boss is going to have a location, and there are 4 in GT that he's basically guaranteed to check. That was a close dodge from that hand. If there's one change you could make about this game, what would it be?
Mothula! I just fits it like they did in the GBA version. That's it.
What did they do to Mothula in the GBA version?
He doesn't randomly lose damage. It fits how damage works, so he doesn't get nullified. He doesn't nullify the damage he takes from other sources when he hits a spike. That's about it. Also, the bomb. You know that fake bomb wall in Ice Palace after the that's a switch in GBA. like for Ice Palace. So I'd also put that back in. I'd add the dungeon changes from A Link to the Past GBA. That's about it.
I know there are runners of this game that would have words, have opinions about.
The GBA version is
the GBA version.
The GBA version's dungeon design is better because it fits as obvious, and the boss design is better. For example, you can't run out of magic trying to fight the shell of Cold Stare. If you hit it with your hammer, he drops a magic pot. For example, or if you hit Armos Knights with your boomerang, they drop arrows. If you're fighting against Helmasaur, no, those are the only ones. Oh, same with Trinets. Trinets will drop magic if you hit them a certain way. Those things. Everything that, like the faded out coloring, the bad, the hiya, and the bad sound effects from the GBA sound chip, those are all bad, yeah. And they're enough to make the game worse. Also, I like these walk-ups to GT because there's nothing to talk about, and there's no need to hype up a silly game that spams chat in Keysanity. But we are about to hit GT, and it will be a straight climb to the top because we have 3 GT keys, and that's more than enough. And he has already shown he is fine with hard stuff. So.
Swamp Palace Big Chest has a sword upgrade.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, well, that reduces the chance of there being a sword. That's unfortunate for asazas. If this was a closer race,
that could make a big difference.
Hey, he's going to Turtle Rock. That's good. He'll hit item go mode. This is a bootsless seed.
He still needs to finish Ice Palace.
Mm-hmm. The Fire Rod should give him the confidence too, though.
Absolutely. This is going to be another time where we think he's going to Turtle Rock, but he's actually just clearing out.
Yeah, I guess so.
World.
Snap.
So, doing the gauntlet without boots is actually surprisingly difficult, especially with only Master Sword.
Agreed.
It's not something you have to do very often, but like there is a room that is particularly difficult if you don't have boots. Using that half magic to good effect.
Okay.
You can.
Okay, so he's got power of this. So this is gonna stir up the fight a little bit, but. Fire. Yeah, so what this does, so these guys actually start loading, like, their cycle when you enter the room before them. just the way again that this game is programmed. There's it's usually programmed by 4 rooms are loaded at a time, 4 small rooms. So what's needed is actually there's actually an additional room that's loaded, and that's tracking where they are underground. So if you've ever played Randomizer, boss shuffled Randomizer, you can actually see a lot of these programming things happening. In like Hera's boss room, you'll see like just ghosts of like them all around the room. It's actually really interesting to see like things like that happen. Oh, so these guys are actually guards. So guards produce an additional sprite, and that is a sprite of them looking at you.
Those last 2 rooms were the rooms I was talking about when I said that this is surprisingly difficult without boots, because
But he's handling it just fine.
he did it just fine. Those 2 rooms, not easy when you don't have boots.
Want to buy open random coach when streaming? Well,
if you were
just,
in open tournament, you can watch back the commentators on.
pretty much. That's why I say join. You'll do better by joining a tournament, 100%. So join the next tournament, whatever it may be. It'll probably be standard. Alternatively, watch runners run. Most runners commentate. Find a runner who likes to talk. Find usually partnered streamers, obviously, because I mean, if they got partnered, it means that they're probably entertaining enough.
Watch us. Watch the runners. Watch the commentators. We run this game.
But we are about to see my least favorite fight. This guy. He actually wants to stab him. Oh no, he was. I miscounted. I thought he had. I wasn't sure on what health he was. I thought he wanted to stab, but he actually wanted to do a spin. Big P to Misery Mire.
Well, better go back there and you might. I mean, there might be a sword there. Obviously. There's no downside to going to check Misery Mire.
No, you're right. This is the worst room without hookshot, but he got lucky with the way that the Helmless Swords moved.
Yeah. Without boots.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
It's actually also difficult without hookshot. If you get there without hookshot, it can actually be pretty difficult because you can use the hookshot to get through there.
Generally speaking, if I have a really bad time with that room, I just use a medallion.
Just use an invulnerability item. You do actually need magic.
Yeah, you need magic for any invulnerability item.
Yeah, and you need it for Ganon.
Zazas continuing to make this entire game look easy.
Oh yeah! Silvers are basically impossible. They're somewhere, but we don't know. My prediction? They're on pedestal. That would be great because then we get to see it in the credits. I've never seen that Ganon test before. That was hilarious.
We're speculating on where the castle tower keys are, which are required to get to silvers.
See, this is kind of why I wish that so Super Metroid's randomizer actually lists all the important progression items at the end of the credits. Or before the credits, one of the two. and tells you where they are, like what chest they're in. I wish that this game did.
That would make this randomizer significantly different.
Wait, why?
Well, knowing where all the progression items are.
No, it says it in the credits.
Oh, in the credits at the end.
Yeah.
Okay. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. No, they only say certain spots at the end. They don't say, so like, instead of the, oh, this item was at Sick Kid, this item was there. He actually has done this really cleanly. He has only lost 7 hearts. That's like 3 hits. He released the fire though. Oh, yeah, no, he did. I wasn't sure there. He's gonna use his magic pot here.
Which makes sense. He used a lot of magic to take no damage during the oh my god, damage is everywhere phase. Yes,
Yeah,
we did, Ganon. We just decided not to get them.
Okay, there he got that. Yeah, that's important for this to get. With his half magic, he can actually abuse the fire rod if he wanted, which is like the numpty strat for NMG, where you get half magic and fire, and you use that for this. Because with the you can shoot the fire rod while you hold charge, but you actually can't do that with Lamp. But again, he is handling this perfect. I am surprised he's not like a low percent runner with all of his skill. I'm gonna suggest that to him when he's in this call. Should go learn some low percent.
You should. Well, I mean, he might run some, like Zelda stuff.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying he would be really good at NMG. Oh, Reverb stream went totally black, and I got a little worried there. Even his timer went black for me, so I got So yeah, having to use a potion, completely understandable.
Ganon's hugs hurt. Like,
Yeah.
he loves you. A little bit too
16
much.
hearts of damage if you're, oh no, it's 8. It's maybe it's 12. There's a lot of hearts of damage involved.
If you're a great Mal.
It's a 2-shot in NMG, so that's a thing. Oh no! Reverb going in here. Oh, because he's out of keys. Never mind. That's right. He has to. I think he'll do a small key in pod. He'll do a small key somewhere on the way. I don't think it's out of the way to get that 4th small key.
However, if he had stolen the key from the big key chest and not checked the big key, vanilla big key chest,
Right.
he wouldn't be needing. He would have been able to finish this in one go.
Right.
Like, I feel like that's the right play a really impressively large amount of the time.
Yeah, that is a good time for what this seed put them through. They had to spend a minute or 2 farming rupees at the start, so, like, let alone the fact that they had to jump through a lot of hoops to beat this seed. And that is actually done with an official Speedruns live time of 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 58 seconds.
That would be a major glitch as any percent run would be the 2 minutes time. But yeah, let's see if we can get asazas, who I'm sure I've been just mispronouncing their name the entire time. Let's see if we can get him in.
Yeah, he'd like a breath and some water, which is good. That was a very impressive run.
Absolutely. So the big thing that Reverb needs to do is Ice Palace, right? Like the entire seed opens
Yes.
once he finishes Ice Palace.
That's correct. Yep. I have to do a restream in 2 hours. So once this interview... Oh, he paused his timer. Well, I don't know if he meant to do that. Hello!
Hey, no,
Congratulations, dude.
thank you, thank you. Well, that was something. That felt really slow, really slow.
It was. No, it was. You know, that seed was slow. You were fast, but that seed was not.
Yeah, I think I completely believe here the key was like the order I cleared the dungeons. Because once I got the green bandana item after a completely empty ice palace, then I knew for sure I could well be ahead at that point.
Yep.
Right. Well, I think what did it... Well, there's a lot of things. Reverb, we're not 100% sure what went through his mind at the start. During the farm, he, like, farmed up to, like, 440 rupees and then just stopped. And then went back. Not 100% sure we... are not 100% sure what went on with that, but...
Yeah,
then
perhaps he got to get him. Oh, so that was an issue?
Yeah, him going... Well, he didn't check... So he skipped Thieves Town initially,
Okay.
and did everything else, and then went to Thieves Town. And that vanilla Thieves Town...
Yeah, that big key. Yeah, I already forgot almost. Yeah, that was the first time I saw a seed where you had to grind like 400 rupees for Zora. That was really
That's
strange.
Very rare, but it is possible in open more so for some reason.
Yeah.
But it happens.
I always thought that if Zora was required early, the game tended to like throw more rupees at you at the beginning. Well, this proved me wrong, surely.
Yep, that's absolutely untrue. Not only that, it doesn't even if you get flippers and you don't have gloves, and the game doesn't give you money, and the required item is on Zora, you have to farm off of tree poles or off of enemies. I have seen a seed that was not a plando that required you to just kill enemies for 20 minutes. Because you had to basically figure out what enemies drop 20s and just kill them over and over again.
Well, glad I wasn't playing that. That sounds boring. That sounds very boring.
If that ever happens in a tournament seed, I wouldn't be surprised if both runners are just like, you know what? No.
I mean, it's early enough so you can be playing.
Rever's going to Ice Palace, which is the key to unlock the rest of the seed land.
Yep.
Gives him his 4th Turtle Rock key and his eventually Eastern big key.
We do have a few important questions for you, Azazas. And the first one is, do you run this game outside of Randomizer?
I actually don't.
You should.
You think so?
Yes.
I actually tried like a couple NMG. My PB is currently like 143 or something like that.
Just so you know, that's actually a really good time. You should work on that because you handled those bomb jumps and everything like really well.
Oh yeah, that's actually the first time I got 2 hammer jumps in a row, like first try.
Yeah,
so
you didn't. Not only did you get first try, you did it bufferless, which is very hard.
I actually don't know how to do it buffered, to be honest. I actually don't know how to buffer it.
Okay, well, you should do a tutorial on how to do unbuffered, because that was clean. No, your bomb jump you did first try, you did like the unbuffered twice, which, I mean, the fact that you don't even know how to do it buffered is even crazier.
Your time in NMG would put you like in the top 200.
which is, no, 143 puts him in just at the top of the 200s, which is, it's a board with over 400, just under 400 runs.
Yeah, I mean, I could really grind NMG if I like that at some point, but for now I'm too entertained with Rando. But I actually started with Rando. Like I played A Link to the Past before casually. But...
The way that you handle that Master Sword Ganon's Tower, I'd almost say, heck, do a low percent run. Get on that leaderboard and show off.
Yeah, well, in low percent you don't have magic powder, nor bottles. I wouldn't have survived.
That's true.
Without that. No, interesting seed. Like the fact that you knew so early that it was probably gonna be silverless.
Yep.
And then, actually, this was the first time that I ran that I needed to do Master Sword silverless. That also felt really slow.
No, it is. It's an extremely long fight. That's why it's like worth it to invest upwards of like 2.5 minutes to get your silvers.
Yeah, I actually thought about that. Like, is it worth? Well, actually, you needed the boots as well.
Yep. Which we don't know where it is.
Actually, the boots is something I haven't seen at all during this tournament.
Oh.
Nor in this race, nor in the previous one.
Yeah, I know. I was just shocked the whole time when I was like, wow, who did he play in like round 1? And I was expecting you to have ran into like a Christos or something like that. And it was somebody I also didn't recognize. So I was just, no. We've got some dark horses in here because if.
Yeah, well, round 1 was I actually lost by like 25 minutes almost. So yeah.
And we have a forfeit from Reverb.
Oh.
So we'll get him in here for.
Yeah, that's understandable. Not really knowing where to go. Oh, hey, Reverb.
Hey. I for once.
It's the seed is beat Ice Palace, get Green Pendant, hand it in, Eastern, and that's your go mode, I think.
Oh, yeah. That was where Big Key was for Eastern?
Yeah, it's on Sarat.
Sandstorm, why?
Yeah, this seed was mean. I do have a few questions for you. The number one question is, did you know that Moon Pearl is required to Jesus Walk?
I actually didn't. I was wondering what it was, too, because I had done that like 60 or 70 times at this point, and that was the first time that had happened. I was like, wait, what? This is new.
Yeah, so it's the reason is because can you mute your stream? Can you mute your desktop audio, please, on your OBS?
Yeah, sure. Sure, one sec.
Thank you. And that's your go mode.
Got it. Sorry.
That's okay. We'll wait.
Yeah, it's on Sarat. It's a hospital.
We'll just wait until it goes away.
Shark, you get to just take up the screen.
This seed was mean. I do have a few questions for you. The number one question is, did you know that Moon Pearl is required to Jesus Walk?
Okay, we're good. Okay, so the reason that happens is what the Moon Pearl does is when you do any kind of transition in the game, it just checks your state.
Oh, so there's a check. Okay, now that makes a lot more sense.
So the Moon Pearl activates that check. And then the other thing is, just have one question. What happened when you're farming for money for start? Because you farmed up to 440.
I was sitting there like, it's fine. It's 60 rupees. I'll find 320 somewhere out in the world, and then that never happened, and I just kind of face checked.
Oh, okay.
That happens a lot.
That's okay. I would, because you hadn't done hair. That's what we thought. It was, he's just gonna quickly do this and then go straight back to farming, and then it didn't happen, and that was obviously frustrating for you.
A little bit.
That seed, I expected Moon Pearl, and then it wasn't even Moon Pearl, which was crazy. I was expecting it to.
Where was the Moon Pearl again?
It was in Eastern. Death Mountain, which was
Yeah,
locked behind the hook shot, which was locked behind Zora.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was in the party pack.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah.
Yeah, a sword was there and such.
And then Thieves Town was loaded, including with its own items.
How many? Okay, I gotta ask for anyone who's paying attention. How many small keys were in their own dungeons? Because I want to say like 3 or 4 were.
Well, we had 1 big key in its own dungeon, and like at least 2 that
It was-
are not normally there, because there are obviously some small keys that are locked to their dungeon.
There's Thieves Town had the big key, Thieves Town had the small key, and Pod had the small key.
I could have sworn there was another one.
There's the Swamp Palace small key that's guaranteed to be there.
Yeah, I know about that one.
But other than that, I don't remember any other vanilla small keys. Or
I
vanilla
don't-
big keys.
I only remember the ones in Thieves Town, actually. But I don't know.
But yeah, good game to both runners. Is there anything you want to say about the seed? Any way you think you could have played better or differently?
Why was all the money in the dungeons after we got the hook shot?
Because that's how it works.
The game hates you in particular.
That was that was pretty much the only thought that went through my head every time I picked up like, oh, here's the 50, here's the 100, here's a 300. Why were all these after hook shot? Jerk.
So just go complain to the devs to add another logic check. I don't know.
Nah,
Turn all of the red rupees into 300s.
I wish.
Another question I have is, do you know how to get to the Houlihan room?
Houlihan. I don't remember which one that is.
So-
The room that you get to that has a bunch of money in it that you get to by dropping into a hole inaccurately.
Oh, over in
Anywhere. It's just a fail safe because dropping into holes is not programmed well in this game.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't used that in a long time now.
Okay, you should do it. There's the easiest way is to just start your seed with it in Keysanity, since you're always going to be low on money in Keysanity. You just go from
Yeah.
Sanctuary, you walk far to the right, you go into the fairy cave, the proper part of it, not the drop down. Walk out, jump down 3 times, exactly 3 times, and then walk into the hole that's under the grass patch. Boom! You have 220 rupees to start your seed. Alternatively,
Yeah,
you can
that'll help.
bomb yourself into the into basically any hole, but it works best on Sanctuary. The hole to do this drop down into Sanctuary, if you push the stone and then back up right away, you won't fall in, and then you just bomb yourself into the hole, and there's Houlihan, which.
The Sanctuary one
Right.
requires a bomb and gloves, though.
But if you have flippers, which happens sometimes, you can't do the other one.
Right.
Yeah, there is an amazing tutorial on that by GamerCal. I want to say. On YouTube.
I'll probably learn that for the next time we get another seed like this. It'll probably happen sometime before this is over, let's be honest.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like what really set you back in this seed wasn't bad execution, it was just a little lack of knowledge.
Bits and pieces, yeah.
Yeah.
Wasted a bunch of time doing dumb things because I forgot key parts, and then, oh, whoops. Shoved myself into the hole. It is my hole, it is made for me.
Yep. Anyway, if you if you have enjoyed watching this, give our runners a follow. If you've enjoyed
Please
our
do.
commentary, give us a follow. We've had a fantastic tracker with Liam Atlas.
Jumping in literally in the first minutes of the race, not the last minutes before, but the first minutes during.
Yep, the race had already started by the time they had to start tracking, which is not easy.
Good trial by fire. Give him a follow.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's probably it for us. I have been D2 Kemps,
I'm Zelnus or Zelnus TV.
and there are guaranteed to be other races going on right now.
There is one currently just recently started on Speed Demon 1, so the regular one. It looks like one, at least sometime in the recent future, is on Speed Demon 3. Looks like one is being prepped to start on Speed Demon 4. And I know for a fact that there's one about to start up for ALTTP 1, and I'll be restreaming one on ALTTP 2 in about 2.5 hours. Or an hour and a half. I don't remember anymore. I have to go check the schedule. So, yep, those are your randomizers. Check the schedule. There
If
you
you-
go.
If you haven't gotten your fix yet, there are always games to be watching. I hope you have a good night.
Yeah, we'll make sure to... Oh, I guess SMB3 might be on this channel then, based on some people showing up here. Well, so we'll move. We're going to leave now. Bye.